to set up the camera at an angle so you can see what I'm working on. I think that'll be good. I'm just going to get set up on my iPad, and then we're going to go ahead and start painting this piece here. Okay. So I'm just pulling up the live chat on my iPad so I can answer everybody. I'm going to lower the volume so you guys don't hear me echoing. I'm just going to go ahead and share this. So if you guys are new, my name is Sarah and I run Furniture Flip by Sarah, and in today's video I'm going to be painting this vintage radio. So I did a poll on the community tab on YouTube and on Instagram. These were the 3 colors we were debating using. I have Ash by Fusion Mineral Paint. It's this beautiful dark gray. I also have a Little Lamb from Fusion Mineral Paint. It's a nice gray, lighter gray. And then we have Midnight Blue. So if you guys want to get more involved in the live videos, make sure to follow our Instagram at FurnitureFlipBySarah, because I do post a lot of behind the scenes, day-to-day life, and I leave a question box. And in today's stories, we had a poll to vote on what color to work with. So today I'm going to be using Ash. You guys can see that there. I did do a couple test samples on the side there, but I'm going to go ahead and just get set up. I'm going to be using this 2-inch brush here. It's just from my local Home Hardware. I believe it's about $10 and I love it. I'm going to make sure I got the chat up. Perfect. So I'm going to start by painting the front, the sides. I'll show you guys once I am done the video. Kind of give you guys a close-up. We went ahead and stained the sides. A little backstory on the piece. This was a vintage radio, so in here housed the speaker, and up here was your radio. So you have all your buttons and whatnot. These pieces I've taped off, I've stained already, and then we've reconverted it and just gutted it to use for a cabinet. And it now opens like this, and then the original paneling is going to go in here, so it will still look like a radio once we're done. And then in here we sliced the whole door and just kind of shimmied off a bit of wood, so it now opens like this. I think this would be great to house any alcohol or really just any storage, anything you want tucked away. I'm debating whether or not I should cover this panel here, maybe with some fabric. If you guys have anything or any options, leave them down below, because I'd love to know what you guys think I should put here, if I should leave it open or cover it. It might be nice to store stuff if it was kind of covered. You might not want to see what's in here, so I'm debating what to put back there. But I guess we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, I am using Ash by Fusion Mineral Paint. It's this beautiful dark gray, and it covers amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and start just on the base here, and then I'm going to go ahead and answer a few of your questions from Instagram. And if you have any questions, make sure to just leave them in the live chat, and I will do my best to answer them. So I also went ahead and primed this piece with a shellac-based primer. Let me see if I have it out. I don't think I do, but it comes in like a little red can, pint, or quarts, and it is by Zinsser, and I use the shellac-based primer because if not, this will start to yellow, and you will see it discoloring. So now I'm just going to work on the bottom here, and you can already see how well that is covering over top of the white primer. And it'll probably take 2 coats. It depends, in some areas it might take 3, but usually this color covers pretty good with 2. Thank you guys for joining in. Let me know if you have any questions while I'm painting, and I will be answering some questions from Instagram as well. Yeah, I think this is the right color choice for this piece. It's going to look really nice when it's all done. And then I'll show you guys as well the color of the wood. And I can share when this isn't live the name of it, because that stain on the side is a really nice color. It's not too brown, not too red. What I love about Fusion Mineral Paint is it goes on very smooth. It takes about 2 hours in between coats to dry. Okay, that is looking really good. I'm just going to get this little piece done and then I'll answer one of the questions. So our first question is from Instagram, and it says, what type of lighting setup do you have for filming, taking photos of your pieces, etc.? So I have 2 studio lights that I bought from Amazon. I believe they're about $60 Canadian a piece. I love them and they work great, but I would definitely say natural lighting is the best. I find sometimes my photos could be dark in certain areas because the way the lighting is, it's not directly on the piece. It might be to the sides because I need to be in the middle to take the photos. So if I have a window open with natural light, that's definitely the best way to go for lighting, but I do use studio lights as well. And then what do I have for filming? So for filming, right now I'm just using my iPhone, but to do YouTube videos, I use a camera. I'm not too sure of the name, but if I can leave it in the description, I will. I got it at Costco. And I usually take my photos with that as well, but I recently got a new phone and the camera on it is amazing. So I use that for my live videos and to take photos of my pieces as well. And it's been working really good. And it is the iPhone 12 Pro Max, I believe. So now I'm just gonna start painting the door. Just getting in this little nook here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and open this and just kind of get in there. Because it's gonna bother me if I just see that little piece of white. So then I'm gonna close that up and you guys can already see it's looking a lot different. So I did bring a detailed brush with me as well. If I need to get into any of these little nooks and crannies, I'll just kind of show that up close. I might end up switching and doing the detail here with that. Again, if you guys have any questions or anything you'd like to know, definitely leave it in the live chat. And I'm just gonna continue painting and then I'll answer a few more questions. And I'm just going to paint over these hinges because they are exposed. But when I am done this piece, I'm actually going to go ahead and use a poly top coat to make sure it's super durable, especially over these hinges. I recommend if you're working on a piece with doors or anything that can move or come off, I recommend spraying the hinges separately just because when they're opening and closing, the paint sometimes is hard to stick to those areas and it could come off. But for the sake of this live video, I'm going to be painting them. I'm just going to switch over here. And then I'm going to get this bottom piece. Okay, I'm going to grab my little clipboard with the questions. So our next question comes from Instagram as well. And this question is, hi, which is the best paint I can use for kitchen cabinets? So I've used both Fusion Mineral Paint and Benjamin Moore paint. So there's different process for both. You need to make sure you're sanding and prepping your piece. That is super important for a good finish. I would use a shellac-based primer as well. If you're going to be using Fusion Mineral Paint, you need to go ahead and use a poly top coat over top of that. and sometimes that brings out stuff that's underneath the wood, and then that causes the yellowing. So the top coat itself is non-yellowing, but it brings up stuff that's down deep in the wood, and it kind of brings it to the surface and yellows. So make sure you're priming really, really good if you're using that method. If you're using the Benjamin Moore Advanced line of paint, which I have used many of times and I love it, you need to still prime with shellac-based primer, but you don't need to add that poly top coat. It comes in the paint, so you can pick your finish. You have pearl, which is like a satin, you have matte, semi-gloss, gloss. The more glossy you get, the more durable it is. I prefer to stick to the pearl or semi-gloss finish just because I don't love like a super, super shiny look, but you do want that durability. So if you're doing this for the first time, I would definitely do the Benjamin Moore Advanced line. It's probably going to be a bit easier to work with than going ahead and doing the poly and all the other steps necessary. So I just missed a few spots over there I'm going to try to get this area here. And then I'll answer a few more questions. And this radio was originally found off Facebook Marketplace. If you're wondering where I get some of my pieces, that is a great place. With everything going on right now, it can be kind of hard to get stuff because it seems like everybody and their grandma is on there. But it's definitely a great place to look. Okay, so the next question I have from Instagram as well is, why do you use brush paint instead of spray paint? So I think they're referring to like a sprayer, but I'll just kind of talk about spray paint real quick. You can spray paint a piece of furniture, but it is not going to last. It is not meant for furniture. I wouldn't recommend it. If you're doing small pieces, go ahead, do some decor, but I wouldn't recommend a spray paint for doing a whole piece of furniture. Hardwood hinges, yeah, go ahead. So if they're talking about sprayers, so I've used a sprayer before. The only thing with a sprayer, it's a whole different technique than brushing on your pieces. I personally love brushing on my pieces. I find it like therapy. You just sit down, grab your brush, and start painting. Spraying is a whole different setup, and not only do you need more space, you need more ventilation, there's overspray. So in the future, if I had like a room set up and dedicated to spraying furniture, I would definitely do that. It's faster. It's still a lot of work, and like I said, it's a whole different technique. But if I could set that up, then I would definitely work on spraying more furniture. It'd be great to even spray top coat with. But right now, the brush is working for me. It always has, and I enjoy it. So that is what I'm sticking to right now. But yes, definitely in the future, I want to get that kind of set up more and have a designated space for it. Because the overspray is real. Trust me, that stuff gets everywhere. If you're spraying in a room and then you stop, even if you stop spraying and you leave the room, that is going to travel through the hallway to another room and it gets everywhere. So now I'm going to go ahead and just get under here. So yeah, between spraying and brushing, it's really just personal preference. And what you have access to. But there's definitely nothing wrong with brushing on your pieces, brush painting them. I feel like mastered it in a way that you don't see a lot of brush strokes or any at all. So it just comes with time, and also it helps what brushes you're using. And let's say I painted this piece and I found there was a lot of brush strokes. You could go ahead, once it's dry, after 2 hours, sand it down, clean it, and then go ahead and paint again. That way your brush strokes are really smoothed out, and you won't notice them as much. So there are some little holes here that will be covered with the original knobs for the radio. So we will kind of put that back together, make it look more like it's original. But really, there's some hidden storage. I think this would be good to use as like a little bar cabinet. You could put maybe some cups up here and then larger bottles in the bottom. Like you could even use it to store maybe some extra food, maybe some extra pantry storage, or in your office, really just anything that you need some cute storage or something more unique. But it is definitely very popular to use these as a little bar cabinet. Okay. So the next question from Instagram is, how long have you been doing furniture/design? So a little bit of a background on me. I went to school at Humber College for interior decorating. I graduated that, and then I actually started this business while I was still in school and finished that up. But I have been painting full time now for, it'll be 3 years this August, so 2.5 years. And I do this full time. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and get the top. And this will end up needing, like I said, 2, possibly 3 coats, but probably 2 solid coats. So I'm just going to show you guys a bit more of the inside. I'm just going to go ahead and paint that in there and then answer a few more questions. So the next question I have is, how do you gain lots of followers on Instagram? And this question is kind of funny. Definitely organically. You don't want to be doing anything that is going to get you followers that are not really connecting on your page or reacting to your post. You want the followers to be there to either purchase your items, support you. So organically, post content, post what you're doing in your stories, make reels, TikToks, anything that's like popular at the time. Make sure you're jumping on that because that's what people want to see. And just a lot of the behind the scenes and really who you are, I find. So just share more of that and then it'll just come naturally. So another question was, how do you determine pricing for custom pieces? So for me, I kind of use like a chart. It's not like written down or anything, but I just know that I go ahead and I look at how many hours it's going to cost me, determine your hourly rate, calculate that. Once you calculate that, add the supplies it's going to cost to finish that piece. And if you need to pick it up or deliver it, you want to account for that as well in your quote. And then you can give your customer an accurate quote for finishing the piece custom. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this back wall here. It's kind of tricky. I don't want to totally cover the camera. So when the live video is done, I will go ahead and get in all the little nooks and crannies, but I think you guys can kind of see how it's coming together. So I will pan the camera around and just kind of show you guys. I want to just make sure I answered all the questions. Yeah, I think that was all of the questions over from Instagram. So I'm just going to kind of move you guys and just share the sides of this piece with you guys. You guys can kind of see the wood there that I was talking about. So this color is already looking amazing with this wood tone. So I'm super excited to get this piece fully done. I'll just set you guys back up over there. So if you want to see the whole transformation of this piece, make sure you head over to our Instagram account at FurnitureFlipBySarah, and I will share this piece when it's all done and all staged up. Thank you guys so much for watching today's live. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video if you haven't already, because I will be posting, more furniture videos very soon, hoping on every Friday. So I'll see you guys in my next live.